I had a leader tell me one time, you're a confident person, but sometimes you don't come across that way because I think, maybe there's an intimidation of the men in the room or something. I said, it's actually not intimidation. I'm scrappy, so I don't, whatever. What it is often I found that my voice wasn't being heard. I would say something, an idea, a thought. 5 minutes later, Johnny said the same thing, got credit for it. Right. I had a leader I reported to at the time, really wonderful leader, male leader. He was the CTO of Chevron Technology, chief technology officer and president of our enterprise technology company. And he was great. He said, Julie, sometimes I see you flustered in a meeting and you repeat yourself or something. And I was smiling when he said it. And he said, what's so funny? I said, because you do want to know why that happens? And he said, yeah, I'm really curious why. I said, and I just told him the example I gave you, Jesse. I said, a male gets credit for almost everything I say. He's like, no. I'm like, watch. And so he said, okay, I'm going to. A couple months went by, we're sitting at a leadership table. It happened again. He made eye contact with me in like 2 seconds, smiled, turned back and said, thanks, Johnny. I see that you agreed with what Julie just said a few minutes ago. Booyah. I was like, he learned,
advocate,
he listened, and he advocated for me. So it's just amplifying our voices helps as well. But that was a big moment for me. Women and minorities often downplay their worth and their value. We can't articulate it. We apologize for it. We don't really feel it, and we're not confident about it. So when my belief is if more women could understand their worth and value, own it, articulate it in a confident way, sky's the limits for them. And the bonus for the company is you're going to see more out of that female professional than you would have before. And so I created a coaching company to do just that. Coach women, whether it's one-on-one in a group setting or a team environment. And I do a lot of public speaking as well, because I just feel like that we're missing untapped talent for multiple reasons that can be fixed.
I'm with you. So we,
right.
First of all, we host a full day of International Women's Day events, whether it's panels or conversations. And the first thing I say actually every year as a panelist is I hope that we don't have an International Women's Day eventually.
Right. Why do we have to have
day?
Right.
That's
should
right.
be. It's just,
Should
or
be.
when you get a new CEO and it's like, it's a new female CEO. Well, who?
Right.
She's just a CEO.
Just be this. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So
one day we'll get there.
Absolutely. I'm with you. We produced a document a few years ago about how diversity in thought and diversity in leadership creates diversity in thought leadership. And
absolutely,
the broader your ideas, the more innovative you can become and anything like that. So, the fact that that you're giving this platform to aspiring leaders and aspiring women who probably have a lot of these ideas is only making the next generation of talent and female leadership that more capable and that more impactful and powerful.
Absolutely. And I think you hit the nail on the head where it's about different ways of thinking. It doesn't matter, non-binary, gender, whatever, race. Yeah. We just want different ways of thinking. And that comes from different backgrounds, experiences, races, gender, all of that. So the more that we can open up that realm of talent to be at the table, have an actual voice at the table, but speak confidently. For females, I'm not saying a blanket statement for all, because you can't, one size does not fit all, but majority of women still aren't confident enough to stand up and say, no, I'm worth this. And here's the value and the impact that I make. It could come out and then they'll like, but I'm maybe not as good as so-and-so. I mean, I watch women, and I used to do it myself too sometimes, is you would cower down and even the body language would change. Right. And I'm 5'2", working in a male-dominated industry.
Okay.
This is why I wear 4-inch heels. However, I had to hold my own.
What challenges do you experience in your clientele? Do they feel the same challenges around lack of advocacy or intimidation? Is it something else that they're just afraid to speak up in the first place? Is their credit being taken?
A lot of women will tell me that they don't get credit for their ideas. You hear that a lot still. You also hear in different forms, and so I'm not trying to make a blanket statement on this either, but this does still happen, of the cattiness of women. We are our own worst enemies. and I'm here to get rid of the mean girls and stop the friggin' drama, and that we should all be lifting each other up. I always say, don't just leave the ladder down. You got to put a hand out too and help each other up, because that happens still sometimes. And then I think the third thing that women say they're challenged with is what I said earlier, of how to articulate in a non-cocky way their worth and value, and then really feel it as they're saying it.